kill yourself. I was asking the internet to help me out, you know? At first YouTube said, are you sure you want to look at this? Popped up a little phone number there. Are you sure? You don't have to, you can call somebody, you gotta, don't trust these people. But I did, you know, I thought, you know, this might work. And I immediately feel like that guy wasn't from, I don't think English was his first language. You know, he was doing a good job. He had 100 reasons. And like the first 20 were pretty good. You know, it was like, learn a language, reconnect with your stepdad, you know, just nice stuff like that. And then it started going to like cook for 50 plus people, you know, help an endangered species. Do what? Like, what are we helping him out with? Help an endangered species move. You know? And then I had like, one of them I thought was kind of weird. It was send an anonymous letter to a random house. Which I think is pretty cool. It's like, what are you sending them for? It's like, hey, how's it going? Writing you today just to tell you that, you know, you're the one. You're the random house that I sent this to. So, you know, I decided, you know, like, I'm gonna help people. That's one of the things on the list, help people. So I made my own list, 101 reasons, because I don't want to, you know, don't want to overshadow me, you know. So here, let's go through a couple of them today. Oh my God. Number 4, kill an endangered species. Number 9, drunk drive an hour away. Anybody have anything else? Give me a number. Anybody? 14. All right, here we go. Research fetal alcohol syndrome. You know it's out there. Number 19, meet a terrorist. You know, you don't have it. Just like, give me another number. 78. 69. 72. That's a lot of scrolling. Oh my God. 69. Be denied service. At 72. 67. Someone. You know, there's a lot of reasons to be around. All right, give me one more. You got it. You served.
58.
75. Give head to a horseman. 78. Dance like a jury of your peers is watching. I think I like that one. 47. We're going back down. 47. Cast the first stone. That's pretty good. You can't beat that one. Number 46. Win an ass-kicking contest. And number 70, put the C in UNT. That's a bit of a thinker. Number 77, go and fuck yourself. Not you guys, just whomever. 79, give a mouse a cock ring. Alright, that was dumb. Yeah, you know. 71, we got this. We have 101 of these. We could be here all night. Talk someone out of rehab. Like this one. Publicly defend your Halloween costume. And then 85, forget a kid at a gas station. You know?
83.
What was it?
83.
Okay, good. Thanks for staying around where I'm at. Touch penises with a neighbor boy. It's for all ages. You guys shouldn't do it, but it is. You know, we're really bringing it together. I'm dating this lady who is got this crazy life. She has like a side job where she lives in like this mansion and like takes care of their dogs while they're out like living around the world. So instead of paying rent, she just gets paid money to like watch dogs. And it's like a lot of money. It's more money than I make at my normal job. So it's like, you know, it's weird. Because like, I didn't grow up with any money. I grew up near people with money, but they wouldn't give me any. So I've been poor for quite a while. You know, so when I hear like the problems that these rich people have, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like recently they bought they rescued a possum from the woods. You know? They rescued it from the woods, where it lives, in the woods. And as far as I know, there's nothing wrong with this possum. It's fine. The one thing she told me was, oh man, we gotta take the possum in for surgery. I was like, oh yeah, really? What, have to get by a car or something? I was like, no, we're gonna get fixed. The possum? The animal is going to be fixed. It lives for 2 years. Just let it fuck something and die. That's its whole thing. I just feel like that's just like rich people's move. It's like, you know, I just want to buy something, make it live in like a room of this. I have a possum room in my mansion. We feed it caviar and show it pictures of naked possums, down to fuck. But he knows he can't do it. I don't know, I feel like it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier for like the super rich to ruin normal people's lives, so now it's the medium rich just ruining animals' lives. And what do I do? What am I gonna ruin? Her life. I'm gonna get her pregnant. And then I'm gonna move into the mansion. Me and the possum. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just really mad, because that possum has a better life than me. She told me one day, it's like, I can't come over tonight, I'm making the possum a smoothie. It's like, what? I don't even know what it eats. I just thought it ate, like, dirt and trash. And no, it drinks smoothies, and I eat dirt and trash. And masturbate in public, or whatever I do. You know, you guys don't know me, I'm a mystery. I'm a pale mystery. It's the perfect time of year for me because I can just blend into the snow. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, I kind of want to go and Saving Private Ryan that possum. Go in and sneak it out, you know, and just let it go in its natural habitat, the side of the road. Anyway, I think that's probably, but I'm an optimist, you know. Sometimes, I think about the good in humanity. I try and think I can fix the world, you know. If I ever see, like, if I'm out in public and I see a toilet that's, like, clogged, I'll flush it. Because maybe no one thought of that. And I think we could all do something like that. All right, let's get Brian back up here. I appreciate you guys.
The other day I was thinking, I find it a little hard to believe there's enough trans people in Siberia to assemble an entire orchestra. I know it's silly, just the math doesn't add up to me. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but, you know, it's funny because I'm glad I Googled that before I said that in front of all you guys, because I learned some things. So what I learned was, there's actually 15 to 20 people are considered an orchestra. That's not a whole lot of people, right? 15 to 20 people, I'm thinking like 100 people for an orchestra. And then I'm thinking, well, there's not that many people living in Siberia, right? It's cold. I don't even like living in Michigan. 36 million people. 36 million people live in Siberia. 15 to 20 out of 36 million. You know, I would say that's not only unlikely, that's actually quite likely that you could assemble that. So, just goes to show, you ever feeling ignorant, just go online and research it. You might be surprised. Another thing I don't really get is I'm a big fan of, I have a new lease on life. I'm learning to enjoy people, meeting new people, going to new places, and learning new things. You know, in fact, I would say I love meeting new people. I love going to new places, and I love trying new things. It might be a little controversial to say, but I'd actually say you could call me pronouns. I'm quite pronouns. So I'm going through some old stuff the other day, and I come across an old booklet, one of those sexy time booklets that couples give each other for Valentine's Day. And I'm looking through them. My ex gave this to me like a dozen years ago, and I'm flipping through them. And they're pretty spicy. But I'm noticing there's not a single coupon redeemed. There's not a single coupon stub, just a book of empty promises, just unresolved promises. And okay, so I messaged my ex. I said, hey, funny story, I found the coupons you gave me a dozen years ago. I was just wondering, would you still take them? Would you still redeem them? She said no, which I was kind of surprised. So I'm like, well, I mean, to be fair, there's no expiration date on there. I'm looking through it, there's no terms and conditions. I mean, that's just bad business, I'd say. So I messaged my girlfriend and I said, hey, funny story, I found this book of coupons and I was just wondering, would you honor your competitors' coupons? Would you take those? She didn't think it was as funny as I did. So I went to a massage therapist and I didn't get a massage or therapy, but I did end up crying afterwards. So I mean, I kind of got some of my money worth, I guess, out of that. So I go on Tinder, and you know, one thing I learned from Tinder was women prefer the red flags to be tall. So that didn't quite work. I didn't quite get the traction I expected or hoped on that. But I did manage to get a date, and I remember driving to Grand Rapids. I'm from a small town. I think like driving to Grand Rapids, I see the building. I still kind of get a sense of awe of like, hey, it's a big city. Until I'm around somebody who's from a big city. I take my date, and we sit down at the bar, and on the other side of her is a gentleman who quickly included himself in the conversation. We quickly learned he's from New York City. And he's also 6'4", so that was a little intimidating. I definitely tried everything I had to just stay even keel. And but then he started talking about how Grand Rapids was a small town, and I found myself starting to feel a little inadequate, a little defensive of my small town experience. And he started talking about how Grand Rapids was small. Man, it's not that small. You know, dare I say Grand Rapids is average size, if you ask me. You know, some people prefer a smaller city. I was told some people prefer a smaller city to a big city. They say the bigger cities hurt their wallet. All right, thanks.
A lot of talk about cancer between Brian and Rob. Congrats on beating cancer. Virginia was talking about kids, right? Like, I don't have either. Thank fucking God for that, right? But like, I know the difference between having a kid and having cancer. Strangers don't stare at you in Walmart when you beat cancer. If you're not laughing at that joke, it's because you beat your fucking kids, because that's a great fucking joke. And I want you to tell it Walmart for me. Please do that. Please do that. I'm afraid right now. I'm afraid because Donald Trump is picking fights with everybody, right? It's weird. Picking fights with Canada, right? That's like picking a fight with a handicapped kid. What the fuck are you doing? Just leave them alone, right? They're not bothering anybody. Let them sit there. They're fine, right? They're fine. Picking fights with them because of fentanyl, Canadian fentanyl. Have you guys ever had Canadian fentanyl? No, you fucking haven't. You know why? It's called poutine. Everybody, they got poutine. They don't have fentanyl. Now, if you said meth, sure, I'll agree with you on that. There's Canadian meth. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And he's doing shit that I didn't know you were allowed to do. I thought he was breaking all sorts of rules, but apparently you can do this. He's changing names of things, right? Things have been named for hundreds of years, and he's changing names, right? The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. I was like, what the fuck? You can do that? So I'm going to start changing names on things too, everybody, right? So I want you guys to know, if you ever go to Europe and you find yourself in Italy, I want you to go check out the Leaning Tower of My Dick, right? Go check that out. Leans to the left, it's pretty good. Leans to the left, right? If you go to New York City, I want you to check out the statue of my dick. Check it out. France gave it to us. It's green. I want to check that shit out. I don't know why it's green. And then, I don't know, if you stay in the U.S., you don't want to travel abroad, go to South Dakota, and check out Mount My Dick More. Please, check out Mount My Dick More. It's got 4 heads. I don't know why it has 4 heads, and Native Americans really fucking hate it. So that's very strange. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. It's hard when you're old. Dating's all different. I don't know how to date anymore. I'm single. I can't date. You gotta date on apps. I don't know how to fucking use an app, right? I can't figure out that fucking phone. It's ridiculous. I can't do it. I like it back in the days when you just were like at work or at school and you went up to somebody and you were like, you want to fuck? And then you guys fucked. And it was the greatest thing of all time. You can't do that anymore, right? People my age, you just want to be like, did you give up yet? I gave up. You want to do this? Let's do this, right? But then you gotta schedule things too, because everybody's got like jobs, and you gotta get up early in the morning, and you got kids' soccer practice, stuff like that, right? It's always weird. And then if you do ever find time to have sex with somebody, right? It's the first time you're having sex with them, you gotta have a little talk, everybody. And the talk's a little different from when I was younger, because the talk always starts with, okay, what medication are you on? I need to fucking know in case there's an accident. Like, who do I call? Who's your emergency contact? Okay, right? I need to have that written down somewhere in case something happens, right? And then when I take my pants off and they see my compression socks, I gotta be like, listen, I'm not a fucking athlete. I got fucking blood clots. I'm gonna die if I take these things off. They stay on during sex. Fuck you. I'm not dying for you. You're gonna figure this shit out in like 20 years, everybody. It's fucking great. Alright, I'm gonna end on this. This is fucking fantastic. I don't understand some things in the world, right? Like Morgan was talking about, he's a gun lover. I'm not a gun lover. If you're a gun lover, that's great. Guns are never going away in this country, right? They just aren't. I've accepted that. But what I love brass knuckles, right? You guys got brass knuckles? I fucking love brass knuckles. But brass knuckles are illegal in Michigan. Like if a cop catches one, you can fucking go to prison for that shit. Like brass knuckles. And the concept is that brass knuckles are like an offensive weapon. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Do you think can I fucking hit you, Morgan, with my brass knuckles? I don't think I can, but if I had a gun, I could fucking shoot you right now, right? Have any of you guys ever suffered from a mass knuckling? I don't think that's ever happened. And if you've ever seen a mass knuckling, it was a movie you don't want to share with your kids. So, all right, that's my time. Thanks for coming out. I'm Steve McAllister. Brian's cancer-free. Give it up for Brian.
Namaste, motherfuckers. Or should I say, namaste, hooligans? Which one is better? Like, give me a clap if it is motherfuckers. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that. I was doing a show in a basement of a church, and I couldn't say any of that. So I just couldn't open, I couldn't say my first word. So I said, Namaste, Jesus junkies. They didn't like it. They were just staring at me. What the fuck? Okay, let's do some jokes now. I was watching a documentary on kidnapping recently. Then this term called Stockholm Syndrome came up. If you don't know what that is, it's when a kidnappee falls in love with the kidnapper. In India, we call it arranged marriages. I don't like that. I'm against, I hate arranged marriages. That's what I'm trying to say. I prefer the traditional American way to get married. It's when the girl come up to you and say, hey, I'm pregnant. And you are the father. So I'm getting married soon. Thank you. It's either that or I'm getting kicked out of this country. Okay. I'm from India. Okay, nobody likes India then. Okay, thank you. I have a tiny beef with white women for stealing yoga. Do you guys see me stealing anything like pickleball or pumpkin spice latte? I don't know. See, give it back. I want it back. Otherwise, I'm coming for Taylor Swift now. I hated it. I hated yoga growing up. Then I came to America. My first yoga class was in a beer bar to the song called My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. See, that's when I fall in love with yoga. That was the night the stars were aligned. Something happened. Then I did yoga in a petting zoo. I did yoga with goats. That was fun. We have a cat cafe next to my apartment. They call it Catfe or something, and they have yoga with cats. That is fun too. I don't know. So see, this is what it is. Americans have made yoga more American by putting it in breweries and petting zoos. And this made me think how I can make it more American. So I'm going to create a new class and I'm going to put it in a gun range. And I'm going to call that class Guns and Poses. The first yoga pose would be downward dog now. The second one I'm going to say this one is tree pose in a regular class. I'm going to call it Don't You Move Now. And I'm going to end that class with this pose called corpse pose. Somebody understand that word. That's it. That's my goal. People sometimes hear me say that word and they assume I'm saying cops pose. I mean that also makes sense, right? Cops with guns. Okay. You guys want to hear a farting joke? Okay, let's fart. In these yoga classes, like my teacher, she says these words in Hindi, and I don't get it. Like, why are you saying these words in Hindi? Nobody else in the class is going to get it. Is she saying that for me only? There's this pose called Pawan Muktasan. It's in English. It's happy baby. Anybody knows how happy baby is done? It's like missionary, both legs up. So that's the visual of it. Let me translate the pose name. Pawan means wind. Mukt is release. And pose is pose. Asana is pose. So what she's saying there in the class is, let's go into a wind release pose means farting. And I'm giggling at the end of the class, and everybody's like, yeah, this is fun. Whatever. Okay, I called Comcast recently, and the guy on the other side was like, hi, this is Chad, how can I help you? And he sounded exactly like that. And I was like, no, that's a lie. What's your name, man? Then he told me his name was Gangadhar Vidyadhar Mayadhar Omkarnath Shastri, aka Chad. And I was like, okay, now it makes sense. We became friends afterward, and we started talking. He told me, like, he and I went to the same high school back in India, and he wanted me to talk to his supervisor, who was sitting right next to him. Do you guys want to guess his supervisor name? Anybody? Tom. That's a good name. Jeff. I like Jeff. That's nice. His name was Brandon. And I was like, what is happening here? Chad and Brandon, what are you guys cooking? Not butter chicken, I guess. See, I tell this joke because my first job in America was a tech support engineer when I came here. And then I was fired within a week. And the reason was they wanted me to go with either Chad or Brandon. And I said no. So imagine a Yahoo from Texas whose name is Chad. He's answering your tech support calls. He's like, hey, this is Chad. How can I help you? That's my best American accent. So just deal with it. Just imagine somebody is saying something in that. I hate a bunch of people. I'm going to list them. First one is I hate people who talk too much. That's the correct response, thank you. People, like chatty people. So I figured out a way to say shut the fuck up without saying shut the fuck up. I just asked them, hey, have you tried meditation? And then there's, like, some of them stare at me like, and some of them say, yeah, we are on medication. I'm like, it makes sense now, thank you. I also hate people who are honest. Like, it's because they're rude. Any honest people in the house? Okay, nobody is honest. That's good. Here's an example. I asked one of my friends to give me feedback on my comedy. I sent him a video, and he replied back really fast saying, you suck. Stop doing this because you are making us all look bad. I'm kidding, guys. That wasn't my friend. That was my dad. So I'm in therapy now. Give it up for therapy. There are so many people in therapy right now. It's not like cancer, but it's something. I'm sorry. So yeah, I told my family about me doing stand-up comedy. I was trying to explain that I have a hobby or something, and they got scared. They started asking me questions like, hey, what the fuck is a hobby? And I couldn't explain that. I tried to explain it. That phone conversation went so bad. I think my inheritance is cut in half now. Yeah, and every time I do a show, that goes in half again. So I believe by the end of this year, I'll end up with a hoof instead of a full cow that I was supposed to get. Okay, we have 2 cows. I have a sister, so she's gonna get 1 cow. I was gonna, okay. Any Gen Z here? Gen Z people, give it up for Gen Z, yay! Okay. Let the man do what he wants. There is a saying called the Lulu's the Sululu, you know that? The Lulu, okay, you know the Lulu. It's just like an English word or whatever, I don't know, word play. It's funny to me because Lulu means penis in Hindi. So when people are saying like the Lulu is the Sululu, what I'm hearing, the PP is the solution. I mean, for some it may be, but I don't believe that. It's 2025. I think it's Vajeje is the way. Okay, you guys don't believe that too. And I'm talking about my cousins Vijay and Jay. Okay. I was on a date recently. Why am I talking about dates? Yeah, because I'm bad at dating. So she was giving me compliments. I wanted to give her compliments. I couldn't figure out how to give compliment. I wanted to say something like, hey, you look absolutely beautiful. And I said, you look like my favorite porn star. And yeah, she got mad. See, this is what was happening in my head. This girl, beautiful and porn star, so like, anybody knows math, like A equals to B, B equals to C. Then I did A equals to C. Yeah, so don't do math when you are trying to compliment people. That's the moral of the story. Just stick with English. So, I don't know. After a while, I was thinking about it. I'm like, if the tables were turned, and she would have given me a compliment like, Yogi, you fuck like a porn star. I would have taken it as a compliment. So I'm keeping the worst joke for the last. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's 2025. Where is the equality in compliments? We all need equality in this world. Okay, I'm gonna end now. Do you guys like accents and impressions? Yeah? How am I doing so far? Yeah, I can do 20 more, but they will all sound same to you, so that's all you're gonna get. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.